lie to me.
Welcome to My Gospel Soul with none other than your host, Queeny, Pastor J. Call me what you want to call me. Just don't call me Collect. Can people still call you Collect? I don't know, but I don't want you to do it. Come on, I don't want you to make a mistake. And can you call my cell phone Collect? I don't know if you can do it. I ain't never tried. But listen. Y'all remember back in the day, folks used to call you Collect, and you be sitting there saying, what made them think that they can call me in a collect call? Oh, I don't even have a house phone. Do anybody out there have a house phone? I know I think I had a house phone. I can't even remember last time I had a house phone, but that don't matter. You're listening to not just Let It Play Monday, but we're having a talk today with Ditonion, all right, Bernard, all right. I call him Tony, all right. He's going to be on the air, and he's going to be talking about ways to make your dreams come to pass, all right? Empowerment. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. We're going to be talking about facing fears and conquering fears. We're going to be talking about finance. We're going to listen. I'm telling you, it's going to be a power-packed show. What you want to do, listen to me carefully. You want to make sure you go invite your friends, those that you know that are stagnant or that are stuck. You need to go ahead and invite them because this show is for them, okay? I always tell folks, if you're listening and saying, I don't know, this show is for you, okay? You don't want to miss it. Hang tight. We'll be right back. This song I'm about to play is by Express Image. It says, Father, Revive Me, once again, right here on My Gospel Soul.
Touch me.
Do it just one more time.
Will you lay your hand on me? Will you come on down, see about me?
Do it just one more time.
Father,
revive me once again.
With a child's heart, Lord, I humble and I prostrate. I bow down at your feet because I realize how precious that you are to me. Right now I see, Father, revive me once again. I'm asking you to touch me, Lord, it's me, oh Lord, do it just one more time. know about you, but sometimes when I get burdened down and don't know what to say, I say, oh Lord, I'm asking you to hear my plea. Oh Lord, I can't do nothing without you, Jesus. No, no. You're the one I need. Yes, you are. Father, revive me once again. Here I am once again, alone. Lord, you know I'm helpless without you, Jesus. Just one touch will make it all right, Lord. Yes, it will. Come on down and see about Jesus. Father, revive me. You can just hand me. Father, revive me. But Father, revive me. Father, revive me once again.
All right, listen. This is My Gospel Soul Radio with none other than your host, Queeny, or Pastor J. Listen, let's just not get caught up on what you want to call me. We got a special guest on the line. I have been excited about getting him on this show for some time now. He don't know that. But sometimes I just sit back and I watch and I say, let me see. How am I going to get him on the show? And the Lord say, all you got to do is ask. How you doing, Tony? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Queeny? Everything is good. How about yourself?
Oh, everything. Listen, I am feeling so blessed this morning to just have the opportunity to talk to my brother on my show. You know, I know that you have a wealth of wisdom and knowledge that only comes from the Most High God, and I think that it is awesome to be able to just sit. I'm gonna just sit and listen. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, and then I just wanna sit and listen, because I got my notepad. I don't know if you watch. I got my little notepad and my little pen. And I'm ready. Like I said, I'm ready to go. Listen, I got me some notes because I think that it's important. The Word of God even says, "Iron sharpens iron." You know. That's right. And so we have to learn how to be teachable, and some of us are not teachable. So I'm inviting some people to tune in. I know you're watching and I know you're listening, okay? But I want you to make sure that you share this with someone. Start watch parties, all that good stuff, and because this is going to be a show that's valuable, not just for you, but for someone else that's probably stuck or that's seeking answers and all this kind of stuff. So we're going to see what the Lord has downloaded to Tony today. All right. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Hey, first of all, I would like to say thank you, Queenie, for inviting me on your show. This platform is a little bit different from the platforms I usually get invited on. But I'm grateful, and, I'm always here to spread wisdom and knowledge and hope for those who seek it. And I'm basically just, someone who's walking with God and allowing him to direct my path, and which way I go and this and that. So it's really, it's hard to introduce myself because God got me doing so many things, right? But, hey, I'm a ghetto child. God raised up on the bricks, and just keeping it real with everybody. I'm transparent. I'm a transparent dude. I love helping people. Have, so many siblings. My dad was a pastor. My mom is, evangelist. So and I was just raised up in a good Bible-based home, as a believer, not as a religion person, but as a believer, one who really loves God. But I've been in the music industry for over 30-something years, traveled the world, seen a lot of different things, and here I am now that, God has brought me to this point. He says he's ready to share what he's taken me through and the things that I've learned to, so I'm at this point now. This is where I'm at.
Amen, amen. We talked a little bit about some things before we got on the air. And
yes.
First I want to say I got a lot of siblings, too.
Yes, that I do know.
You know that a bunch of them.
Yes, ma'am.
A bunch. So I understand.
Yes.
Now, I want to dive. I like to dive right into stuff. Empowerment and how did you get on the path of wanting to really just help people? And because I'm gonna tell you something, Tony, what I experienced when God told me, He said, you're gonna have a talk show. He told me this back in 2008, and the vision and His word just stayed with me. And I'm one of them people that when God tell me that I'm gonna have something, I believe in substance. He said faith, substance. Okay,
right.
So you begin to walk your path. When you begin to understand that this is what God had called you to do, I mean, what happened? I mean, what brought you to this place?
I was searching, right? And I'm like, Lord, okay, what is it you want me to do? And as I began to go through life and as I began to grow, I started looking back and I'm like, okay, my sole purpose is to help people. That's how I become blessed, by blessing others. And I've learned that's the rule of empowerment, right? That's the rule and so-called to success. That's the rule to finances, right? Everybody says buy books. I never bought a book about finances. Never spent my money on that. You know what I bought a book for? To better me, right?
Yes,
books I have were spiritual books, right? So I never bought a book like this. Hey, a lot of people say, hey, go buy this book. It's good. It's a good leadership. But everything you need is in the Bible. You don't need to buy everything in the Bible. And I'm not knocking nobody. You see what I mean? Because your book, the books that you should buy is to hear their story, not to try to say I'm going to get rich like them, right? Because we always have our path. So God put me on this path, and as I was chasing the money and trying to live the big life, I've been around so many people with money, millionaires. I know millionaires right now. I know billionaires right now. But that ain't me, right? So what I began to do, God said, I need you to separate yourself from those people until it's time for me to let you step out. But I knew this as a child. I was different. When people were being bullied and I didn't know them, I stepped in, and I was small myself. I weighed probably 99 pounds soaking wet with cement boots on. You see what I mean? But it was just something in me that I wasn't afraid. I had no fear, and so God said, that's what you are supposed to do. You're supposed to empower people and give. And so when I began to do that, when I'm telling you, my life just changed. You see what I mean?
Wow.
So that's when I remember as a young child in elementary, I would take up for people and I would give. I would go to the store and buy bubble gum and come back to school and give and didn't notice that when other people had things, they would just come and give it to me. I would have more and more. And I didn't know I was doing that, right? I didn't understand it. I knew it, but I just had the heart for it. So that's when I started noticing as a child, oh, man, just give. And my mom always told me, just give. And this is one thing I'm going to share with you. So I remember one time my mom had given everybody some money. And so she gave us our allowance, and it was $5. And all my other siblings went in and spent their money and things like that. And some of them had it hidden, And she said, hey, give me your money back. I gave my mom the money back. And no one else had their money. Some of them that had it didn't want to give it back. So she would say, hey, see, I'm going to give him $10. Everybody, okay, y'all, I know y'all have your money. So she gave me $10. And everybody else didn't get no money because they held on to it. They thought they weren't going to get anything else. But lesson learned, my mom said, always have your hands open, right? If your hands are open, right, that means you can always receive, right? But if your hand is locked in a fist only to what you have, right, that's all you're going to ever have in life, right?
Come on.
So that's what I've learned.
I got to stop you right there, Tony. Now, you got to say that again because people don't understand. And then I got another note from what you said earlier. I'm gonna get on that. But just that part right there, say that again. Say that again.
Okay. So if my mom gave all the siblings, she said, come here, guys, get your allowance, $5. We had the $5. Some of my siblings went and spent their money, right? Spent it up fast as they could. A few of them kept it, just went and hid it. I had my $5. I had my money. Yeah, I had it in my room. But my mom waited. Later on that day, she said, hey, guys, come here. She told all of us, go get your money I gave you earlier. I said, yes, ma'am. Ran back, gave it to her with no problem, right? Gave it back to her. And some of my siblings had their money, but they kept it. They said they don't have it no more, right? But she gave me $10. I was the only one ended up getting $10 out of that. And but she said, see, if you guys keep your hands open, you can always receive money. You can always receive more. But if you pinch on what you have, that just what you have right then and there, that's all you're going to ever have. That's what you hold it on to. Ain't nothing you're supposed to be holding on to this earth. Right? On this earth. Don't hold on to this earth in life. Nothing. Never hold on to nothing in this world. Right?
Wow.
So, and that was a life lesson for me. I've learned that to always keep my hands flat open where I can give and receive. You see what I mean?
Receive. My God.
Yes, right. Give and receive.
Now, you said that you never feared. The fear was not a part of your DNA. I'm going to say it like that.
Right.
Why? Let's talk about that right quick. Why do you think that some people are crippled? And when I say crippled by fear, I mean it. And some of them, some people are so crippled by fear they can't even. Look. I talk to this girl say, I want to go to school. I want to go to school, right? And I always hear her say that. One day I pulled her to the side and I said, well, go to school. And she's saying, well, I just this, that, and the. I say, wait. Just walk in the door, you know.
Right.
Go online. Do what you got to do. It's a blockage. Fear is something else. Talk to us a little bit about fear today. Talk to us about it.
Oh man, fear was always. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it will. It comes. Don't get it twisted. It's there. It shows its presence, right? But like I said, I was raised up in the church, and I will always remember, God doesn't give us fear. As a child, that's what I remember. He doesn't give us that. So first, you have to remember, if you really truly believe what he's telling you, right?
Right.
Even if it doesn't make sense, if you really believe in somebody, right, you trust them. Whatever they tell you, you're going to believe them, right? So that was number one.
Right.
God said it, so it must be true. So I'm gonna follow that, and that's what I did. Even as a child, didn't understand it, but I did it. He didn't give me fear, and I was taught that God is a God of love, right? God wants to see us prosper. God wants to see us enjoy life. So I kept that with me. So I would be shaking in front of those bullies. You feel me? And I'm like, man, what's he can do to me is besides beat me up? But guess what? Next time he ain't gonna beat me up. You know what I'm saying? He gonna understand that I'm not running, right?
Come on.
I faced that. So he approached me in fear a little bit, but it was always like, man, hold up. And a lot of times those bullies became some of my best friends. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they'll say, man, you got heart, you this and that, and and you wasn't scared. So and that's how I treat everything in life. When I got in the music industry and started traveling the road, there was plenty of times, I was on the road with your brother, and we didn't have money in our pocket. There was plenty of times I went on the road with other people, and they say, hey, man, this is all we have. We have these CDs. If you don't sell these CDs, we're not going to get back home. We don't got no gas money. We have fill a tank up with gas, and we have CDs to sell. That's it. Right?
That's it.
A lot of people said, I'm not doing that. They'll let fear stop them. Like, what if I don't sell CDs? So you never believed in yourself, and that comes within, too. You have to believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you believe in yourself and you don't have no fear, you could conquer the world. And so that's what I tell people. And because I walk it, right? When I tell people and they tell me a story, I say, I walk it. I say, come on. I say, I can tell you a lot of places I've been where I've been shot at. People put guns to my head because I stepped out away from fear because I didn't fear. Not that I was there to bar anybody, but I followed what God told me to do, right? And besides, and where people have pulled guns on me, I know the people to this day that have pulled guns on me. I know people to this day that said they was going to kill me, and I talk to them to this day, and they're like some of my closest friends, right? And they call me. Sometimes they call me crying on the phone and saying, "Man, I'm going through this, I'm going through that," right? So, you can't allow fear to dictate your life. You have to know what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? They say fear and cautious is two different things, right? Being cautious is totally different, right? But fear, you just turn away from it, right? You turn away from your dream, period, because you're scared. You know what I'm saying? Cautious is that you're going to take small steps, right? And you're looking around, and you're noticing it. You're observing your surroundings. You're observing what you're getting into, but you're not fearful. You're just taking baby steps into it. You're still approaching. You're still moving forward. You ain't taking steps back. See, fear just let you stay there, right? And you just look around, and you say, I want to do that, but if I step out, what if this? And then all these ifs come in, right? And that's what be blocking your blessing. If. You forget about God. You forget about God, and so now you say, if this happened, what about that? Well, I got my child I got to look out for. He ain't got nowhere to go because he's choosing his life. He's choosing to be rebellious, right? So your life become his life or her life, right? But that's my child. I can't leave my child behind. I put my child out, and I hate to say this. He put it. Don't say I ain't say I put my child out. My child know my rules in my house. We don't do this here. We don't do that. He put himself out. Right?
Yeah.
So I never put a child out on the streets, but when you don't obey the rules in the house and what I was raised on, my beliefs and my values, my morals, my ethics that I teach you, then you have to go. And I put him out. You see what I mean? I put him out, and he was 19 at the time. I believe 17, 19, and I put him out. And he's like, where am I going to go? I said, I don't know. And instead of him saying, Dad, I apologize. That's all you had to do was say, I apologize. Dad, I'm sorry. It won't happen again. But when he stood up to me and balled his fist like he was a man, I said, okay, it's time to go. Now I got to show you who the king of the castle is. It's time to go. Was I fearful? I was cautious. I wasn't fearful. I was fearful for my wife and my other kids that was there watching, right?
Yeah.
So, but I knew God had him. I knew God had him. And he's been out my home for all those years. He come visit now. We talk. He said, he tells me, Lord, you remember the prodigal son, right?
Right.
It's similar to that story. He went out and did his thing. You see what I mean? And he came home, and I welcomed him home with open arms. But he understands. And a lot of people are fearful of doing that to their child. It's this world. No, are you afraid? So you really don't believe what you read your Bible every day, but you live in fear and you don't have no faith. God said it's impossible to please me.
Please him. Oh my God.
It's impossible. You know what I'm saying?
you know, you are right in a good place right there. You know, I already told you, I'm going to tell you, stop right there. Let's stay right there for a minute, because it's a lot of parents. I went through it. I went through the other end of that, where fear really tried to grip me when I was dealing with a disrespectful child. And and God told me, put them out. God said, put them out. But I was, and I'm going to talk about how people allow their brokenness and their past and their guilt to instead of doing what they're doing, like my husband he just put tough love with, instead of doing what we know needs to be done, we allow fear to cripple us. We allow fear to cripple that child too, because that's what you're doing.
That's right.
You know, and I love that you shared that, because, like you said, if you trust God, then you'll say, hey, as for me and my house, you know, if you don't want to abide, I'm going to tell you something. My daddy wasn't scared to put me out. My daddy let me know, hit the door. And I'm a girl. You understand me?
That's right.
But I had got fucked up. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't listening to him. I wasn't abiding. So he said the door, you know. And guess what? I had to get out there. I mean, and like you say, it is like the prodigal son. But a lot of people are gripped. A lot of parents, because you helping some parents right now. You know, they dealing with some disrespect, and they don't they don't understand. They don't understand that you cannot entertain that, because guess what? Then after a while, they'll be running you.
That's right. But see, I did that. When I did that, I did it in front of my other 3 children and my wife, right? Yeah. Because they had to see it. Yeah. But now my kids are older. My youngest is 17 now. But my other 2 boys are at home. Yeah. And my daughter is home, right? But I don't have no problems out of it. I don't have that problem out of them. You see what I mean? And I said, and I asked one of my kids, I said, hey, my son, I said, hey, look, I said, so why are you so well behaved? He said, for one, Dad, I respect you. For 2, I know you're a man of your word. You're a man of your word. If I don't, you're going to put me out. And I'm not ready for that.
Come on.
So he remembered that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He remembered that. And that was 6 years ago. You see what I mean? He's, no, that's 7 years ago. He's 20 now. He was 13 when he witnessed that. And my other son is what? He was probably 10, 9. Yeah. And he witnessed it. But to this day, they respect that, right? And I say, son, the reason why is because you have to be the man of your home. You have, you know, we're going to serve God in this home. I'm not no strict parent, but I'm not going to allow the world to raise my children. You see what I mean? I raise my children. You know, no teacher is going to raise my child. No coach is going to raise my child. No church is going to raise my child. I raise my child because I'm on my knees praying to the Most High, and I get, you know, when we go to church, the man supposed to be there before the woman, right? He's supposed to be leading the woman and the family into the church, right? And when he's up there, you don't allow the pastor to talk to your, they're there, right? But in the end of the day, you're supposed to take that sermon as a man and go home and discuss that with your family, right? And ask them what you think about it from the head to the tail. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I go home and I evaluate my family, from my wife to my kids. Hey, what did y'all get out that sermon? You see what I mean? Yeah. I want to know where your head at. I want to know where your head at to let you know I'm still the head of the household. He's just somebody God led to us. But my wife shouldn't be going. You know, sometimes when you're a single mom, and see, I told you I'm transparent, I'm straightforward, I'm straight real. I might offend some people, but ain't no way you're a man and you're a man of God. Ain't no way you are to allow your wife to be talking to the pastor right then that. You see what I'm saying? If she do go to the pastor, you should know, and you should give that okay. That should be okay. Okay, what is it that then you should evaluate yourself, reevaluate yourself as a man, right?
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute.
Right.
What is it that she think? Wait a minute. What's going on? Why she don't think God called me? Right?
Ooh.
So wait a minute, and not to get mad at her. Not to get mad at her. It ain't her fault. Maybe you're not walking in where you're supposed to be.
Where you supposed to be?
That's right. As a man, you know, like my pastor told me one time. You know, I went to him. I was young in marriage. I had just got married, and I said, man, she this and this and that. He said, well, why don't you take off your pants?
Ooh.
I said, what? He said, don't take off your pants. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean domestic violence, talk to her crazy. I never called my wife out of her name. I never called the female out of her name than what she told me her name was. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever she told me her name was, that's what it's always been. No matter how she treated me. So I'm not saying go beat your wife, talk crazy to her. No, you're gonna listen to me. No, you do it out of love. And when she see you participating and you following, man, she gonna lay the red carpet down for you. You see what I mean? She gonna be she gonna do whatever she have to do for you because she trusts you. My wife told me, you know what she told me? She said, I'm not scared. She said, I'm not scared. She said, because when it's all said and done, God's gonna ask you. Like, you was the head of the household. What happened?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why did you drop why you dropped the ball? So I said that to say you gotta be mindful and be the man God called you to be in those situations, and pray. I listen to my wife. At the end of the day, I make the final decision. Right? We'll talk. She'll talk. We'll talk, and she said, "Hey, baby, I think you should approach it this way. You know, going on with this way." And you know what I'm saying? She had that rain on me a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, she'll say, "Hey, okay, it's your decision." You see what I mean? Yeah. And you know, then I go to God and say, God, what do you think I should do? And God say, and God tell me. And then guess what? It always work out right because there's a chain of commandment. You see what I mean? Yeah. So, that's right. But yeah, don't allow these people to everybody to raise your home. You see what I mean? You gotta get on your own knees. He say, study to show thyself approved. That means you. And say the preacher when that judgment day come, it's you and God. Nobody standing behind you in line. Somebody, I got your back. Nobody got your back. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Nobody could possibly have your back.
It's gonna be every man for
every man for himself.
Before we get too far away from where we are right now, I want to say I was just having this conversation with my husband when I was sharing the scripture, was going through, you know, the family structure, you know, and how God sees family, and I was telling him, I said, you know, women don't understand when I preach this, obey your own husband, and they don't understand. Means that means that if your husband say, baby, stay at home with me tonight, and you turn and say, well, pastor told me I need to go to church, I got stuff, you obeying the pastor and you out of order.
You out of order.
But some people don't understand that. I'm trying to make it in. Well, you ain't trying if you ain't listening to your husband. You understand?
Man, I'm telling you. Hey, look, it's so real.
He mean that.
Yeah,
my God.
That's right. Yeah. Now, and that's for real though. I agree. Yeah. If you're doing that, and you did so, you know what I'm saying? God brought y'all together. Why would you married him? He married you, and that's a commitment, right?
That's a commitment.
That's something. And the man is supposed to commit himself to the church just as Christ committed himself to God. So the woman committed herself to her husband. It's in the Bible. The steps are there.
It's in the Bible.
You see what I mean? So he submits. So I submitted to God. So there's no problem with that. My wife shouldn't submit to me. You see what I mean? I mean, I go to another level, and she know I'm following God, and I'm there at church, and she's still going around me. Hey, we got to talk. Now we got to sit down and talk. What's going on? You see what I mean? And I'm a realist. And, you know, I'm a realist, so I'm a person. I'm asking my wife straight up, do you like the pastor? Are you lusting for him? What you see up there? My wife will tell you, I have no hold of tongue when it comes to me trying to figure something. I don't like to be in darkness when when I can talk to you and tell you exactly what's on my mind. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That don't mean I don't love you. we're transparent, and we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to tell you what's going on, and we're going to move on. And that way we can strengthen each other and build each other. And I asked her, I said, where do you think I can improve at? You see what I mean? What do you think about it? And I used to be a hard head, trust me. I wasn't easy to talk to. You see what I mean? But in my old age, you see what I mean, in my wisdom, I've learned to say, okay, let me see. Let me reevaluate myself. You see what I mean? Let me reevaluate what this about and back up and see what we got going on here. You see what I mean? Now, I'm going to church, and now we can go to counseling together.
Yeah.
And you should go to counseling. If you two can't get it together, then you go to counseling where both of you are comfortable. That's it. You go to counseling where you two can get it together. You know what I'm saying?
Tony.
Yes.
I love this topic. Amen. Because we don't. A lot of us don't understand. You know, because we are in this day and time, we have allowed the world to come in, like you said, and run our families. How's the world doing it? How's this to do it? And we're not understanding that the order is set, and it's also having your household in order and everybody in the position that they're supposed to be in brings in prosperity, brings in peace, makes things successful that you do because you're in, like my mama say, in one accord. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
And
in one accord.
And learning that submitting to one another is not weakness. Submitting to each other is not weakness, because it only that submission to each other can the path that God set for you two together, amen, work. Amen.
That's right. That's exactly right. There's certain things in my house that I submit to my wife. You understand?
Yeah.
My wife don't like me in the kitchen when she's cooking. You see what I mean? When she's cooking, she don't want me around her kitchen. When she's baking, she don't want me around her baking. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I submit to that. You see what I mean? When my wife wants ice cream or chocolate, she say, "Hey, I want this." I go get it. I submit to that.
Yeah.
That ain't weak. You feel me? You understand? That ain't a weakness. You know what I mean? When she's talking to the children, I don't step on her toes when she disciplines the kids, right?
Yeah.
I don't step on her. Hey, you don't talk to them that way. You see what I mean? No, it's different types of submission that we all submit to each other, one another. But at the end of the day, she ultimately let me make the final decision. You see what I mean? As the head of the household, because she trusts my judgment and my leadership. You see what I mean?
Now, Now, before we go to entrepreneurship, I want to hear about, because my husband does a show called JD's Man Cave, and they were talking about stepfathers, the step parents.
Oh, man.
Talk to us. I want to hear what God has shown you about that.
About stepfather?
Yeah, about the title, especially when a family comes together. We got people saying blended family, extra parent. They got all kinds of stuff. But I want to hear.
Man, I know that subject very well. Because as a teenager in high school, in 10th or 11th grade, I basically adopted a son that wasn't mine, right? I dated this young lady, and she had a child, and he was when I met her, he was only 3 months old, and he was in the hospital, and I would see to him as if he was my own. Let me back up. I was raised in the home as with a stepfather, right? But we never called him by his name. They didn't, he earned that title to be called Dad, right?
All right.
He earned that. And when I say earned that, he raised me. That's the man that raised me. So I know him as my dad. And whenever things I go through, I talk to him. So I never saw him as a stepfather. The only ones that knew my situation knew that he was my stepfather, but everybody else knew him as my dad. I never said, "Oh, that's my stepfather." You see what I mean? if he treats you as respectful, and he's your, he loves you just as if you were his, biologically, then you respect that and you say, that's my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my dad. That's when birthdays came around, when my biological father was living, which to be honest with you, I don't even know his date of birth. You see what I mean? But I know my dad. You see what I mean? Birthday, so I get him something. But he earned that title, right? He raised me from a child all the way to be a man. Now, as I got older, because of the love that he showed me, right, that love in me, when I met this young lady, I took care of her son, right, as if he was mine. Never told nobody that was my stepson. Never did it. That was my first, and then eventually we got married. And and so now he's grown and still call me his dad. His dad is still alive. His biological father is still alive, but when he's in trouble with something, he try to come to me through the family. Yeah. Now I'm remarried. When I met her, she had a son. You see what I mean? Yeah. I took him as mine. You see what I mean? And I raised him as my own, and he called me dad. You see what I mean? Yeah. He called me dad. He respects that. When he's going through trouble, he can call me because I talk to him on a level head, and I teach him how to be a man, and we hold each other accountable for that. Yeah. The first day we met, I remember, and she wouldn't let me see him. It's funny, she wouldn't let me see him for so much. I knew about him, but she had to make sure I was the right dude, before she introduced me to him, to my son Anthony. And my family didn't even know. My family said, that's your son. I don't care what nobody say. And I never told my family that he wasn't mine. They thought I done ran off, had a child, didn't tell nobody, and popped up with a baby. You know what I'm saying? I think he was 1 or 2 when I brought him around my family. And they would say, wait a minute, you done had a son, and his name was Anthony, so everybody thought, and everybody called me Tony, so they thought you named him Anthony, but short for Tony. You see what I mean? Yeah. And so it was a whole bit, but I never tell him. I just smile at him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And but that's how I was raised. I loved him as my own. When I met her, and he was young, and I remember it being cold, and I asked her, I said, hey, where's your jacket at? She said, oh, he don't have one. Hey, we went to Burlington, shopped for leather coats. I bought him a leather coat, bought him some little Timberland boots. You see what I mean? I took on that role. We wasn't even married then. You see what I mean? And but when a man loves, and see, here's another thing. When you meet that woman, that's I hate to say this, how people say that's a package deal. You know what I'm saying? You should love that child just as much as you love that woman. You understand?
That's right.
I mean, even more, if not so, right? So whatever I did it out of love because I really love children. I really love children, right? And there's been relationships where I knew a girl that I liked and she had kids, and I was more focused on the kids than her. I would call her and I say, hey, let me speak to such and such. And that's it. I hang up the phone after I get through talking to the child to make sure the child is okay. Go over there and drop diapers off. Similac. You see what I mean? So I had adopted kids around where I live through females I met. And there wasn't no intimacy with that female or nothing. But when I found out they had a child, and then some people say, man, that's strange. You're a strange dude. No, it ain't. What God says about his children, right? Whoa.
Come
right?
on.
Love, whoa. I don't care what nobody say. You better respect God's children, right?
You better.
Because at the end of the day, he gonna make sure you get taken care of. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
And so on that subject, I would say, man, I don't. It's hard for me to see a man in a home and he doesn't earn that respect, not because of the child. You understand what I'm saying? Because of himself. Like I say, it's always back to evaluating yourself. Reevaluate yourself. Am I doing the right thing? If my wife is not calling me king, why is she ain't calling me king? You understand what I'm saying? Why isn't she calling me the man in the house? Feel me? Reevaluating yourself. So I earned that. So I never told none of the kids to call me dad. They just did it because I acted accordingly.
As you talk, because it's a lot of men that feel like they should force their way in. They should they come in off the bat, and they don't take the time to learn anything. They just come in. I'm the head. I'm the king of this house. I run this. You don't submit. You gotta go. But this child, this person, I don't care if it's a teenager. They don't know you. You don't know what they've seen. You don't know what they've been through. I'm not saying get to a point to where you are a doormat. I'm saying like you say, show up,
earn that respect. Show up.
And I'm not saying you going beyond the call of duty. All you do is just step into your position. Because when you step into that position, and not step in, that's why I'm talking about that stepfather thing. Some people use it as a division within a family. Oh, you the stepfather. Oh, you're not my daddy. Oh, I'm talking to my mom. And it also takes parents, the adults, to become a united front. You have to be in sync with one another. If like my husband, at first it was difficult for me because I had been through a lot. But after God had to deal with me, and after a while, when my husband get to talking, even if I didn't like some of the stuff he said, I backed him up. I stood there, didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Until we went in that room.
That's it. Man, that's powerful.
Because I need to represent a united front. I need them to see in him what I saw. But if I am arguing with him, don't talk to them like that. Don't do it in front of them. Guess what? They're going to say, okay, I can break this. I can do what I want to do. That's why it's important that adults understand. In front of those children, you need to be a united front. Because when I get to going off, I tell my husband know me. When I get to going off, I might be worse than him. And get the discipline. He stands right there by me. Listen, he the amen corner and everything. Because I teach parents. Them kids gonna grow up and go get their own household one day. And when they leave, you don't want it to be the end of yours. You see what I'm saying? You don't want it to be the end of yours. And if you are fighting with each other in front of those children, when them children leave, y'all relationship ain't gonna last. It's not. Because you set it up there.
That's correct. And, and with that, like my son is older now, right? And when he left the home, I told my wife, now he's not he call you. But before you send any money outside these doors or this and that, you make sure you tell me first. And I told him, I said, you could call your mother. You could talk to your mother anytime. You could call me at any time. My doors are open. I love you, right?
Yeah.
But don't, even in my house, if you're living in my house, my son's in the house, they don't go to mama unless I'm not here, right? And she has that understanding and say, talk to your dad, especially my boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I believe men talk to men. When you want something, you talk to the head of the household. So when he decides to go out, you talk to the head of the household. Don't no money go out these doors without me knowing. You understand?
Yeah.
If you going to him, he's my son, but he's another man. You understand?
Yeah.
So you know how you have the lion den?
Yeah.
Right? In the lion den, you're gonna know all of them can't be the top. There's one in there. Even when he's raising his little cubs or whatever, in that lion den, eventually he tells them, go about your business, right? These women are mine, right here. You got to go out and find your own. You understand what I'm saying? And
come on.
And he does it to his own. He does it to his own son. That lion, that cub can't come back and run his den. You see what I'm saying? Even though he know that's my birth, that's my son. He still treat him like that. Hey, go on the floor. Keep it moving. You feel what I'm saying? Don't know, ain't nobody fix to cater you out here without me knowing it first. You see what I mean? Yeah. Same thing with the birds. When it's time to fly, get out the nest. They drop them up. They take them to as high as they could and teach them to fly. After that, you out the nest. You understand what I'm saying? So birds out the nest. You feel me? And so God has all type of examples around us with nature as to how to be the man, and that's how we have to carry ourselves accordingly. You see what I mean? So I mean, I agree. I totally agree. And she has to stand there, and my wife stands there whenever I'm disciplined. She might not like it. There's been times where our kids tried to rebel, all three of them, in front of us. My fourth wasn't there, but the three that was in the home tried to rebel against, I'll be disciplined one, and the other two tried to jump in, and my wife would step up on the side of me. And the other one, she say, while I'm dealing with him, she dealing with the other two. Shut your mouth, sit down. You don't have no authority there. When he's talking, you shut your mouth. You see what I mean? So, come on. And when they see that now, our kids know, okay, we got to deal with both of them at the same time. You see what I mean? It's no one. Yeah. And but at the same time, I always show my kids, this is where we start at, and we learned this from church members of ours because we was a young couple, and we had guidance. But what we've learned, when we discipline our kids, we discipline out of love. We never whipped our kids out of anger, if that makes sense, right? Yeah. Because I will tell, as a young age, I asked my kids, I said, do you understand why you're about to be disciplined? Right? And then if they say yes or no, I make sure they understood. Well, the reason why I'm disciplined is because you did such and such. So, and when you do those things, there's consequences, right? Yeah. And so I would discipline them. I would spank them for that, right? Right. And so as they got older, I began to tell them. And then I released them to God after that. I said, well, you have to, as long as you don't bring no smoke to my house. You see what I mean? But you have to talk to God. You see what I'm saying? You and God's a conversation now. And I didn't have to pick up no belt. I don't have to fight them, my sons and with fists, fists with fists and things like that. But I had those talks with them. And I said, why, you're going through. Now it's a mature talking now. Now we sit down and talk mature. You feel me, at that age. So, but at the beginning, my stepson, I disciplined. And I told his own dad. I said, look here, in my house we discipline out of love. Yeah. It's been times where I had to go to his dad, his biological father. Yeah. Dad. I said, what you do? Don't you ever put your hands on my son like that. You see what I mean? Yeah. And he's looking at me crazy like, what you mean? I'm like, man, don't you ever, that was before I knew Jesus. You feel what I'm saying? But I pulled up to his driveway. You know what I'm saying? While he was married, it told him, don't you ever put your hands on where we're going to have problems. And I meant that. You know what I'm saying? So, and now we both have a respect for each other. He was like, man, we had that man-to-man talk. Like, man, I see that you really love my son. Anytime a dude come stand up to me, the biological father, talking about he going to do something to me because I did something to my biological son, I knew it was real. I knew it wasn't. He wasn't there just for no fakeness. You feel what I'm saying? So that bond, and as a man, and in the family, and my wife supported me, and everything when I talk, and I tell her, hey, I'm disciplining him because I didn't beat him. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between discipline and abusing. You see what I mean? It's a difference. That don't mean you get to just wailing out on the child, beating them all on their back, hitting them in the head. No. That's not discipline. That ain't discipline. I don't care what nobody say. You don't spare the rod. I ain't saying don't spare the rod. You put it on that behind. You feel me? I mean, you make it so. You remember your mom used to whoop you where you could hardly sit down? Right? You spank his behind. You know what I'm saying? You spank his behind. But as a parent, when it's enough when you get your point across. You ain't got to hit them 20 times, 30 times because your power, right? My kids, they hear me talk and they under. Your mama would say your name or your dad say your name. I'm going to tell your dad. You straighten up. So why do you feel like you have to beat the child to understand? You don't have to beat the child to understand. You just make her feel. It's all about the pain. You know what I'm saying? A little tingle that makes us think about it. So it triggers the memory. You know what I'm saying? The discipline. That's all it's for. It's not to understand. I'm gonna beat it because you can't beat the demon out. You understand? Some people are demon possessed. You can't beat them with. Oh, you gonna slap them, beat them, kick them. That demon's still there laughing at you.
Still
You
there,
understand?
laughing at you, laughing at
Laughing in
you.
your face.
We touched on a lot today. Today. We got a part 2 coming for those of you that are listening. This ain't the end. We got a part 2 coming Thursday, and that's going to be Facebook Live. We're going to be on Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah.
And we want to make sure that everybody tunes in for that. We have another show coming up, so y'all, I got to free up the airways, which is okay. We're going to be talking about on our next segment. We're going to be talking about finance, entrepreneurship. We're going to be talking about this thing called Corona or COVID-19. We're going to be diving into some things, me and Tony. We're going to be diving into some subjects. We're going to be talking about the industry. We're going to be talking about ministry that's needed for the industry. We're going to listen. We're going to be talking. It might be a part 3. This is good to my
know, that's
soul.
right.
I got
Come
me
on with
some
it.
notes. You understand what I'm saying? So what we want to do is go ahead, Tony, tell them where they can find you, if they want to send you a message and all that good stuff. So give you contact information.
Okay. You can find me if I'm on Instagram. I have to be found under Tony Hitman. That's TonyHitmann. That's on Instagram. Facebook is Ditonion Bernard. That's it. D as in David. ITONION Bernard BERNARD. And that's Facebook. You can find me those 2 places. DM me, and that's it.
All right, y'all. I am so happy, and I thank you, Tony, for being my guest today. I thank you for just giving me a whole lot. My husband was on my live saying, "Hey, man, tell the truth, tough luck." He was in it. Listen, because you, like they say, you was all in our Kool-Aid, okay?
Yes.
We want to just everybody share this. Start Watch Party. Share this Facebook Live. Share this show. I just posted it on my page. And you can click on the link and share the show, okay? A lot of information in this. If it blessed you, it'll bless somebody else. I want you to remember that without faith, it's impossible to please God. But with God, all things are possible. Who cares? God cares. Talk to y'all tomorrow. God bless.
God bless.